These donut charts compare household spending from 2010. They show a clear distinction. Malaysian households dedicated the largest portion of their budget to housing and food, while Japanese families spent more on transport, healthcare, and other services. Breaking down these 5 categories reveals the different daily financial realities for families in both nations. The figures illustrate a divide between budgets dominated by survival basics and those with more room for secondary expenses. In Malaysia, basic living costs were the primary driver of the household budget. Housing took 34% of Malaysia's budget, higher than Japan's 21%. Food followed, taking 27% in Malaysia versus 24% in Japan. Together, these necessities absorbed 61% of Malaysian income, compared to 45% in Japan. Because accommodation and food required such a large share of wealth in Malaysia, households had less remaining capital for discretionary spending. Japan's spending was more heavily concentrated in secondary categories. In transport, Japanese households allocated 20%, exactly double Malaysia's 10%. This 2-to-1 ratio repeats in healthcare. Though the smallest expense, Japan's 6% share doubled Malaysia's 3%. This lead continued into other goods and services, which was actually the single largest spending category for Japanese households. Japan allocated 29% of its total spending to these services, compared to 26% in Malaysia. The data shows that Japanese consumers spent more on transport and healthcare, while also maintaining a higher allocation for non-essential goods. This matrix summarizes the 2010 split. Malaysia's budget was focused on housing and food, while Japan's was distributed more broadly across transport, health, and diverse services. This video is brought to you by the IELTS FOCUS 084-770-5973, an English center specializing in IELTS preparation. Comparing these expenditure shares shows how different the financial priorities and daily costs were for families in both countries.